are
Teri,
you?
oh, good. Oh,
Hello, hugger.
I love all the huggers. I'm getting lots of huggers. I'm Teri.
Rob. Nice to meet
Rob,
you.
nice to
Yeah,
meet
nice
you.
to meet you too.
You want to join me in my
Yeah,
van?
let's do it.
What? So, did you have something you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, so I actually want to talk about depression and
Okay.
how to deal with it.
Okay. How's that manifesting for you?
So I've had so many things happen in my lifetime, and I'm 31 now, and I think those things that I've dealt with in my past are kind of surfacing, and I'm having to maybe deal with it in certain ways that I didn't really deal with in my youth.
Okay.
Maybe I can talk about some of those things. That
Yeah,
happened to me.
sure. Yeah.
So when I was maybe 5 or 6, my parents had a really violent divorce, and my dad brutalized my mom.
Wow.
And
I'm really sorry to hear that.
yeah, so that was in Jamaica where I was born, and so my mom had to flee for her life, and we moved here, and then in high school, my mom passed away in a car accident. Sorry, this can get emotional, and yeah, it's been rough. And I've had some support in high school. Once my mom passed away, I had a lot of friends supporting me and everything. One of my very close friends in high school, probably the closest, she had a very malignant form of brain cancer.
Oh my God.
A couple of years ago, and sorry.
I'm here. I'm listening.
I know it's very tough for me to talk about it all at once.
You don't have to.
I want to though. It's because it's part of my life.
Yeah.
But I was in my master's program in grad school, and
What are you studying?
it was chemical engineering.
Okay.
This was a couple years ago though, so I'm already done. However.
So you're a dummy.
Right, exactly. But I couldn't. At the end of my program, I had to do a thesis, and my friend Tiffany, she passed away that February, and I couldn't finish my thesis. I couldn't do it.
Wow.
Because it was just so draining emotionally.
That's a lot.
And on top of all of that, I am gay, and my family, being Jamaican, it's very taboo, and they were never receptive of that. So, I've been through so much that to even stand here and sit here, it's I don't even know how to do it.
But you are. That is an overwhelming amount of difficulty for one person to have to go through. And I'm really grateful for you sharing it, because especially in the context of this show, I want people to not feel alone.
Yeah.
I feel like one of the worst things about depression, about surviving these kinds of struggles, is that you feel alone. And you're not alone. To know that this total stranger, want to sit here and offer you compassion and offer you strength.
It's such a beautiful thing.
I wish I had all the the medical degrees and all the tools to be able to tell you the exact right thing to do, but I'm looking at a guy who is a beautiful human with this beautiful smile and this beautiful smile in your eyes, and that's there too. So whatever you've come through, you must be a really strong
I think
person.
I think everyone has it in them to be that. No matter what happens in your life, I think it's there. You just have to dig deep and find it within yourself to withstand a lot of these things. Maybe it's an ironic thing to say, maybe I was lucky to have experienced trauma at a very young age that in some way I was prepared for the other things that would happen later in my life. And so I think individuals who experience those things for the first time later in life rather than at a young age, I think they're just not prepared. So when it does hit them, whatever it is that happens, it's more of a dramatic effect.
Where is this beautiful light I'm seeing in your eyes coming from? Like, what have you grabbed onto?
I honestly think it's my mom. Like, I think she was the guiding light in my life, even though she's gone. But you know, when I was in high school, I remember getting it was in ninth grade, and I remember getting a report card, and it had one B on it. And she said, "Oh, this isn't. You can't get these. It's not acceptable." And it like I still remember that moment. And strangely enough, I never got another B after that. Even though she was gone, I became the valedictorian of my high school.
Wow. Wow. You're an inspiring story. I mean, I'm super glad. I'm glad to know you. I'm glad that people will see what you can what is capable to rise out of adversity.
Right,
you know,
yeah.
I mean, how amazing. That's wow.
Anybody can be a phoenix rising out of ashes.
And you certainly are. So, do you find yourself like struggling with depression? Do you have tools to?
That's the hard part about it, is because I don't know what the tools are. I don't think anybody could really know what those tools are. I think it's every person is different, and I think the one thing that is strong and will help anybody is a human connection, like human, just being around people in general. Like, I know when my mom passed away, I didn't talk to anybody. I was very alone, and well, I was alone in thought. I had my family around me, and I had so many people around me, but just mentally, I don't know, I went inside, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think that does really help, because you need a lot of introspection to really deal with all things that happen in life. You have to think about how this affects you, how you can come to terms with whatever it is that...
But that's what you did. It sounds like you did the work to come to the terms and then be able to move beyond it.
And it's a long and lengthy process.
Yeah.
And I truly don't think I'll ever truly deal with, you know, I'll handle it and tolerate it, but I don't think I'll ever fully... I don't
You're
know.
not a quitter.
Yeah.
And maybe you're right. Maybe your mom gave you this gift, this light,
I really think so.
to like keep going.
Yeah.
To keep going. That's amazingly inspiring. I mean, I've been through some stuff, but nothing comparable to that. And I feel like I've definitely had bouts with depression. Like, for me, this is gonna sound so ridiculous, like, on the scale of like, but for me, like, diet, and I don't mean being on a diet, I mean eating cleanly. And I actually heard from the guy that created Twitter, he takes these like ice cold showers.
Really?
And
oh my
that's
God.
been working for me.
You're kidding.
No.
Someone actually recommended that to me, to take an ice cold shower. I'm like, no.
It changes my energy. Listen, I'm not a doctor, but I started this thing where I'm like meditating in the morning for just 10 minutes. I'm eating really cleanly and, you know, exercising. But these ice showers in the morning.
The ice showers.
I'm calling them the ice showers.
Oh my God, I'm gonna
and
have
I
to try
get
that.
in a cold shower, like as cold as it can be.
Yeah.
And I stay in it until I can breathe normally. Like, you know, you first get in it and you have that thing, you know, that's the first thing that happens. And I stay in it until I breathe. Now, honestly, again, it sounds such a stupid thing compared to the unbelievable tragedies that you've conquered and survived.
Though.
But I actually feel good about the fact that I'm not the only person that told you about it. Because it's kind of working.
That's so great. So you start your day with introspection, basically.
I do. So I
That's-
wake up, this was my new thing. I've been on this for like 6 weeks and I've not been depressed at all. Again, not a doctor, but I wake up, I do not look at my phone.
Yeah.
At all. I get out of bed, I deal with my animals, I make myself some green tea, I meditate for 10 minutes. I might do an exercise. I have like one of those Peloton things. I do like an exercise thing. And then after that, I take the ice shower. And then I look at my phone. And then I start.
That's so great.
Then I like deal with emails or the news or, whatever. Like then, but like I start with that time. And
I think that's so important.
it's
that
actually
like,
kind of been great.
yeah, that going inside and like really thinking about just life in general.
Mostly what comes up for me in the meditation is gratitude.
That's definitely something I feel as well.
You
Like
know?
just to be thankful that you're even standing
And the
here.
world is so nutty and so many
Right.
crazy, awful things happen to
Ye-
so many
right.
people that just to look around and go like, I mean, look at you. A chemical engineer, that's amazing. And that's what we have. That's what we have
You're
this
right.
moment.
Yeah.
And that's what meditation does.
I think,
It teaches you that you have this moment. That's what counts.
That's such a great point. Like I think being grateful for and live in that moment and appreciating just everything that is what is going to get you through the hardest times, because things happen and either you sit and you have two options. Either you sit and dwell on it and you let it eat you from the inside out, or you turn it upside down and you look at everything on the other side. Think about what you have and how lucky you are just in general.
Right.
And it's one of the most beautiful things that you can think. That's the introspection that people need to really get through some of the most difficult things.
Yeah.
And no matter what it is, like diet. Like I've been there too. I was overweight as a kid, and like I remember in 11th grade I read it was a blue South Beach diet book, and I read it and I was like, should I try this? So like I totally get it.
Oh, thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be inspired by you sharing your
I hope
story. I know
so.
it's really vulnerable, and I really appreciate it. And I hope it made you feel good to
It
know
did,
that,
it
like,
did.
you're not alone.
Yeah, and no one's alone.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah.